and Sundries. This is Flosstube number 34.
Woohoo!
It is January 30th. Had to check my watch. And we're back in person with people.
We're together. Like, what? I think we've recorded 2 whole episodes now, which is basically a month and a half, I think.
Yeah.
The way we post.
It's like, months at least.
It's been a lot.
It's too much, too long.
Yeah.
Between
Holidays.
terrible sicknesses, family holidays, snow. Yeah, it's nice to be back together.
It is nice. I missed you.
I miss you.
That was a cute face.
We're adorable. We're adorable.
Oh, we forgot to do our stills. We need to do those.
Oh, yeah.
We forgot to do them last time and I had to make it up.
Oh, yeah. We forget a lot of stuff when we're not together. We're out of practice.
So anyway, who are we? I guess we should do that.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Devyn.
And I already said this is Stitches and Sundries. Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at Lauren Up Stitching.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Devyn_no loose ends.
Okay, the intro's over. Thank God. We're too out of practice.
It's because we're too excited because we're here together.
I know. It's super good.
I think since we got here, neither one of us has stopped talking.
No, we've not shut up.
We've just been like, what's going on in your life?
Even though we have, literally nothing has really happened, we haven't shut up.
Well, but you didn't have a phone for half the period, too.
That was rough.
So,
that was really
talking
rough.
to you was like, I send you a message and I'm like, shouldn't have phone now.
Someday she'll see it at work, maybe. It was bad. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, it is super nice to see you.
Hugs.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Hug.
Yeah, we're just so happy to have you hanging out and talking about what you're working on. We had someone comment on our awesome pop art, my Cowboy Bebop pop art,
I saw that
thing. And so it's nice to know there's more nerds out there that are looking for
nerds.
What we're doing. So, So we talk about cross-stitching, sewing, embroidery,
everything.
Junk going on in our lives.
Junk going in our lives is a good bit of it.
Rambling. It's a feeling. It's important. So what have you been up to?
So not a whole lot in the last week. We realized that, Jason and I realized that I haven't left the house in 2 weeks. Have not been outside of my home to any other place. So yesterday we did go out on town. I bought a new pair of leggings and I bought some yarn, which I will show in our fiber podcast.
If you're going out, you have to buy yarn, right?
And we got Chinese food, which was great.
Oh man, now I'm craving Chinese food.
Right? It was pretty good. We went at lunchtime, so it was good. Because sometimes if you go at dinner, if you go too late in the evening, it's bad. No, don't do that.
You gotta hit it just when they just put everything out.
But yeah, it was a good day, and other than that, I could tell my Pooh Bear story.
Yes, we need to hear the Pooh Bear story.
My little dog, Jennifer, is a little chonk. She's
Jennifer.
Picture. I'll try to find one of just her butt. I need it to be of her butt and her looking over back at you over her butt.
Go see Devyn's Instagram where you see all wonderful pictures of the chonk.
She has a little chonky hiney. So, we have this kitchen door that locks with one of those chain locks in a hotel. And we lock it because I'm afraid the monsters will get me anyway. Jason tried to open the door to let the dogs outside, but he forgot to undo the chain. And so the door only opens this much. Jennabelle, being impatient, tried to go through. Her little hiney didn't fit.
Butt and that belly.
The butt didn't fit. She was stuck totally Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh going in his little hole. Yeah, she was stuck, butt out. And her little legs were crisscrossed like this, and they were just going like this. And she also twisted until she got her feet in the water bowl, so she was splashing water everywhere. And she was just stuck, and she had to just keep wiggling because he couldn't do anything. Because he can't, the way to undo the chain is to shut the door, and she's in there. But she wiggled her butt through, but it took some serious effort. She was not injured in the process.
I can just picture you guys thinking, we're going to have to grease her. I don't know.
Do we take the door off the hinges? I don't know. So, now we're very aware of the chain. We still lock it, though, because I'm afraid of the basement, but...
Yeah, that basement is... Yeah, we were talking about how creepy your basement is.
Basement is so scary. It just, My house was built in 1940s. Enough said.
Yeah, yeah.
But it has the like original like basement walls and parts, and it's just real creepy stonework, and it's very dark and poorly lit, and there's a lot of cobwebs. I haven't mastered getting down the cobwebs. It's just dark and scary.
Yeah, it just has. I would put a lock on that door.
Yeah, it's not good. So anyway, that was the most exciting thing that happened in my 2-week period. How about you?
Not much has happened here. We had friends over for games, and which is a regular occurrence now, so thank goodness for everything just settling down a little bit. We're now able to see people more often. Other than that, not too much craziness has happened here either. Work has been exhausting. So I come home and I'm watching the Great British Sewing Bee online right now.
Ooh.
It's a pain in the ass to find where you can watch it online. But if you put in the work, they have all 6 seasons. And it is it's as charming as the Great British Bake Off, but everybody is like making outfits and it's great.
Does it make you want to sew?
Very much so. I'm like, I could learn to make a whole wardrobe. And then I'm like, but that looks hard.
It does look hard.
And I pull my blanket up to my chin and I'm happy. I'm just like, do. It makes me want to make Sarah sew. So that's literally everything.
Is that your goal, to get her to just sew your wardrobe?
My goal right now is to get Sarah to go through her, like, I have a crafting space. I guess this room a little bit is considered like my room because we do the podcast and it's always full of podcast stuff. And all my frames taking up an entire corner. I collect frames, so I have a whole corner full of frames right now.
You need to flash your stash of frames sometime.
Oh, it's a mess.
Well, flashing your stash isn't always pretty.
But
we could do that bonus episode sometime in the future.
Yeah, just like, this is all my crap. But my actual like crafting space is a chair in the living room, and then I have one cabinet that holds my crafting stuff. Sarah has a whole room that is constantly filling up and being pared down of the different hobbies she gets into. And so her main hobby is painting. She loves it. She has a whole thing. I bought her an airbrush for painting.
Yeah, she's been painting minis for a while now. Yeah. Like it's a consistent hobby.
It is a consistent hobby, which was really hard to find for her.
Maybe she just had to try enough things.
I think she did. But she currently has a sewing machine and a bunch of stuff for sewing, and it's just not being used, but also like slowly gaining clutter around it. Because like now the sewing machine's covered in stuff that she's like, I'll get to that eventually, and it like goes and just like, and I'm like, that's the next goal is
I
to just figure
have 3 sewing machines and a dresser with fabric that takes up the entire bottom drawer, and then I have 2 chests of just buttons. Why? I don't know. Because you just collect buttons.
Yeah, you do. I like buttons.
I've sewn drawstring bags.
Yeah, I mean it's a hobby that I've seen a couple TikToks talking about this. The act of buying crafting supplies is a different hobby, and I'm like, yes, it's a different hobby than doing the craft.
It absolutely is.
So we need to just pare that down just a smidge. But that's everything. We're not doing much. Just crafting away. I've got lots of whip updates, and I've got one finished.
Ooh, I have 3 whip updates. Yeah. Well, 2 whips and 1 new start.
Yes.
So why don't you show your finish?
Okay. So let me show you my fully finished object. So I think I showed this finish on our last episode, or maybe the one before.
It was the last one.
So this is my fully finished
Woo!
This is Guardian of the Woods, or the Leshy, by the Witchy Stitcher. And I finished it in this wall hanging. My sister really did this awesome embroidery on the side with her machine. So sometimes I can talk her into doing stuff. Yeah, and so this now hangs on her door. Originally I was gonna like do it as a full like wood-backed wall piece, but she really wanted it as a hanging on her door, and it
like
looks
tapestry style.
Yeah, and it looks really great.
It does. It looks really nice.
And I found this when I first showed it, Devyn was like, "Oh, is that one of those magnetic ones?" And I was like, "Didn't know those existed. That would have been better, probably."
I only know they exist because a friend of mine was like, "Oh, I have found these really cool frames for posters." And you just magnet. They're like 2 boards like that, and there's magnets on them, and they just magnet to hold the poster in.
That probably would have made more sense.
They're on Amazon. You probably paid way less than this though.
Probably
for this,
maybe. What I did was happened to be in Frostburg because Sarah needed coffee, and we went to the Ladybug Boutique in Frostburg, and it is a place that sells, very weirdly, LuLaRoe clothing and a lot of really cool home decor and like snack items.
Yeah, she has a lot of everything.
Yeah, it's a very eclectic place. And they had this wall hanging, this setup with this in it, as just a little thing for I think $7. And this is not really my
farmhouse.
Very farmhouse. And it was hanging behind her at the register, so I didn't see it until we went up to the register. And then I was like, "Ooh, how much is that thing?" And she pulled it down, and it wasn't priced, so she had to like find it. And Sarah's looking at me. We stand at the register like,
what are you doing?
And she's like, "Where are you gonna put that?" And I'm like, "On your door." And she's like, "It's not going on my door." And I'm like, "Stop arguing with me in front of the lady. It's lovely. You have lovely things. I'm not going to tear this apart and put a wedgie in it." So once she like figured it out, it was like, she's like,
Very
"Oh, on my door." I'm like,
so hold that thing up again.
So
look at all these little details in the trees. Got little mushrooms and some other stuff.
So all that little cool symbols and stuff on the side.
I think it was the previous episode. Like not the last one, the one before that.
It's little smushing rooms. And he is just the coolest thing.
He is so cool.
I'm really pleased with this. I like this wall hanging. It just turned out to be the right color. And the kind of hemp rope looks really cool.
Feels great.
And I'll show you the back real quick for how we finished it. It's just folded over, and then the embroidery's done right along the edge there. So nothing crazy, but it's fully done. It was on her wall. I had to take it down, and she was sad that I took it down. So to show it.
She was sad that you took it down just for a few minutes.
Just for a few minutes, yeah. So very cool. I'm happy to have that. It's another complete finish off the list.
Woohoo!
Do you want to show a whip?
I'll show a whip. So you guys, you've seen this many, many times.
I know, but it makes progress.
I've made
like really quickly.
So I did a good bit of stuff on this one. So this is Life is a Game by Choco Coco Stitches, and I will do the slow look roll.
Oh.
So I'm working on the A, and it's the Mario coins, and I did, I think it was 500 and some stitches there.
Nice.
So there's one more row of coins, I think, on this side, and then there's of course 3 rows of coins on this side, and then there's the one in the middle for the A, and then I don't know what the next letter is. I did not look ahead this time, but
G.
it is.
It's a G, but I don't.
Well,
know
I don't know what the icons are.
Yeah, G would be hard to do in icons. So
I don't know.
I freaking love this thing. I love how bright and colorful it is. Like
it
the
is
camera
very
is
bright.
picking up.
And like I need to take a picture of the wall that it's gonna go on, because in my house, we have like a little fireplace in our living room, which is not an active fireplace. I did buy a gas log insert though, so now it looks like a fireplace. But to the left of that, we have had this weird, like, bigger DVD, like when a lot of people have DVD stands, they're usually the tall skinnies. Ours is like the short wide, and it takes up almost the whole wall space of the lower half of the wall between the fireplace and the corner. That's there. And then on top of it, I bought Jason the Mario Encyclopedia book, the yellow, it's like a yellow Mario book. And of course I stitched him the Mario thing, and Sarah did the fancy frame for it. And so that's there. And then he's just accumulated a few other Mario stuff. And so this is going to look perfect above all that.
Yeah.
Originally, we thought it was going to go in the office, but the more we've talked about it, I'm like, it's too much work to just put in the office.
You need people to see this stuff.
Yeah. So this is going to go above, like, what I'm calling the game station, because it's like all the DVDs and the video games and it's right beside the 2 consoles that he has set up in the living room. Don't worry, he has more consoles upstairs. he
is
so
not worried about him and his.
He unpacked them the other day, so like I've had to like urge him to like, it's time for you to move into this house.
Yeah, jeez Louise.
He's like, well, I don't want to take away from your craft space. I'm like, Jason, I don't need the whole room.
Yeah. Like this is your house too, man.
I gave him a corner for his DVDs upstairs. Actually, it was really funny. We bought this. Our upstairs bathroom has no storage in it.
Yeah.
Like there's no cabinets. There's no under the sink cabinet. And so I bought this little thing from, I think, what's that store? Target. And it was just a 3-tiered rolly cart shelf thing. And I bought it for the bathroom. Well, he was unpacking his video games and he's like, they don't all fit in this little other thing we had. And I'm like, use this. Because I was only going to put like a few rolls of toilet paper on this in a bathroom that nobody uses because it's all the way upstairs. And like, there's only 2 of us. So.
Yeah, unless you're in the office for the day.
Yeah.
It's not really getting used as often.
So he unpacked all his video games on it. So now he has like this little wheelie rolly cart of video games. It's funny. Oh, all his retro games. All his cartridges.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad he's finally like getting.
Yeah, he's finally moving in.
Settled.
We still need to do all the wall hangings. We've hung nothing up except for anything that was on it. If there was an existing nail, I'm like, and this goes here, and this goes here.
Yeah, if there's an existing hole in the
wall. But
wall.
like, I've put no holes in the walls, and I have only hung up a few things with command strips.
Yeah, your command strip life is hard.
Yeah, I had one fail, but I haven't had any fail since then.
Oh, that's good.
I bought the ones that hold like. I don't even use the ones that only hold like a little bit of weight. I know everything is like I buy just the 16-pound or 20-pound, whatever.
It's holding a little half-pound thing. It's like 16 pounds of force.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Hasn't fallen down yet. So I just threw my life as a game on the floor. So anyway, that's been fun to stitch on. There's a little bit to go.
But it is making much faster progress lately. I don't know if it's just like you got through the hump of like working on it.
Yeah, and I kind of said like this year I'm kind of picking the speed up on that. Like I want it done. I now see a really good spot for it to go in our living room, and I'm like, I keep looking at the spot, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get this done. This done.
That helps. That helps when you like know what you want to do with it too. Yeah.
So what do you got?
I got.
Oh, that was my ankle.
You were just cracking and popping. She sat down early, like put her hand down, and I thought it sounded like the fabric of the couch tore. It was just all her knuckles cracking. I think I'm falling.
I said, don't worry, it's not your couch. It's just my ligaments.
This is my bones. I was just like,
it sounded really bad.
Sorry. The me going down the stairs this morning because I came down and turned the heat on down here.
Do you have Rice Krispie knees? Because I have Rice Krispie
knees. Oh, it was it was like my body was not yet awake, and it's like, why are we doing stairs? No.
Yeah, my knees literally sound like Rice Krispies when I go upstairs. I don't know what I did.
It's life. We're getting old.
We're old.
We're ancient. So this is Mandala 0267.
Are you finished a whole quadrant?
Almost. So this is by Kana and Elan on Etsy. And I only have this one little area right there to finish this.
It's so pretty.
So I think last time I had everything, I had like up to these teardrops here done. Mm-hmm. And so I started this like trumpet area. And I'm almost done it.
I love that stitch. It's so pretty and detailed.
It is. It's so
every time you
detailed.
get it out, I want to do a mandala, and I'm like,
it's so fun. It's a fun one.
I have a pattern. I have that Pinocchio one I'm gonna do.
So let me see here. Let me see if I have some information. I did about 600 some stitches on it, and I am at 81% complete. So if I finish that little area, and then I will only have 1/4 left. So it's coming along really steadily. Like it is a fun stitch to work on. It is a little hard to pry me off it when I'm working on it, but
that's really awesome.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm stitching this on 28 count 1/1. So this is a 28 count. I think this I just got from Hobby Lobby. And so it's really beautiful. Mm-hmm. My sister helped me pick the colors.
The fabric is really showing up as blue today.
Yes, it
And
is
are
actually
they-
showing up as blue.
Like a lot of times it just looks white, but I mean, like it is a very light, just a barely there blue.
And I've put a whole skein of yarn or a whole skein of thread into this, so I just ran out. So it's coming along quite nicely. I am very pleased.
And luckily, it's a color you can get again, or you have enough.
Oh yeah, I had it. I thought when I started it, I was like,
But it's a
let's put it on.
DMC. It's one that you would be
Yeah,
easy to
yeah,
match.
yeah,
Okay. Does DMC have like dye lot issues?
I have heard of people having dye lot issues, but like, it's really, really rare.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you're doing a ginormous piece
Mm-hmm.
and you need like 47 skeins of something, maybe. But
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't heard about it very often. All right, what you got?
I'll show my other whip, and then I have a new start.
Ooh.
Okay, so I've been working on the Cryptids. This is by Witchy Stitcher. I am way behind from where we're supposed to be.
We're supposed to be done.
We're supposed to be done. She just released the whole finished pattern, which I did upload into Pattern Keeper.
Yeah.
And oh my god, does it make life easier?
It does make life
I
easier.
am still going to continue stitching the frame from the frame pattern separate because it's just easier. I don't want to transition and like get all messed up.
Yeah.
I was trying to bring the frame down as I go, but then after I did the Enfield Horror, I kind of gave up.
Life is hard.
But
man.
anyway, the new guy is the Kraken.
Oh, I
and
love
I can't tell.
him. There you go. There you go.
I got it. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's so cute. I did all the back stitching and everything for him. So he's all done. And then I had to go back and I thought I started the Yeti, but I remembered I didn't start the Yeti because he lines up with the jackalope and I had, for some reason, not stitched the bottom of the jackalope's frame. So this morning I had to stitch that real quick. So that was like 40 stitches right there.
That's hilarious.
I didn't even notice when I was working on the Kraken. I was like, I looked at what I have. So since the whole pattern's out, I looked at everything that was out and what I could place around. And I'm like, what one do I want to work on the most? And for a while it had been the Yeti, but the Kraken was really speaking to me. So
it's nice now that you have enough like landmarks that you can kind of do whatever you want.
I can do it. I can do whichever one I want, and hope to God I'm right. I did run into problems with the Kraken. I messed up this tentacle over here, and I ripped it out and I restitched it. And I'm like, why am I still messed up? And I ripped it out and I restitched it, and then I realized I had messed up from the row below, and I kept basing everything off of that row. But I kept looking and I'm like, it looks right, and I was off by one little stitch, and I'm like, of course that's all you were off was one stitch. And I stitched the whole bottom of the frame. And I had to pick that out because I can't pay attention long enough to stitch 47 stitches in a row.
The attention span. It's a hard battle.
Oh, it was so bad. I told Jason, even as I was working on it, I told him, I was like, I'm having a hard time getting started on this stitch. I'm like, I have been trying to stitch. It's like, it was 47 or something stitches, trying to do that. And I'd stitch a few, put it down, pick up my phone. And I'm like, why am I on Instagram right now?
You're literally trying to do something. That's hilarious.
So I finally got it. But she released the full pattern, and it's really awesome, guys.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So I don't know if anybody buys it now. Will they have access to what we got? Because we got the freebie. There was the freebie of the Cone of Doom.
I don't think so. I think that is going to be a separate pattern. Yeah. And I think I think if you get the whole pattern. So I'll also show my cryptid, I guess.
She did a special with it. So like the last guy, you get to pick who you want.
Pick who you want.
I don't remember what the options are, but I'm doing Bigfoot.
I'm also doing Bigfoot because I feel like it's not a collection of cryptids unless you have the king, right? Like,
right.
You have to have Bigfoot and Mothman. Like
Bigfoot is very special to me too, because like as a kid, I always looked for Bigfoot in the woods.
Yes.
So my cousin and I, we were so convinced that we lived in Bigfoot territory, and I don't even know if there's a sighting nearby or anything. Probably not.
But like, who cares
but
when you're a kid?
we were obsessed with, like, I think it was Animal Planet had all those little Bigfoot shows.
Yes.
Finding
Discovery Channel. I think
Discovery Channel and stuff.
Yeah.
We watched all of those, and we were so obsessed. So Jason said, after you stitch this, you should stitch Bigfoot just for her as like a little ornament or something.
That would be so cute.
So I might do that. I don't know
so
when.
cute.
Future plans. good intentions, probably.
So I think you could pick between Bigfoot,
There's Goatman.
the Goatman, and the Hodag.
Oh.
And Sarah was like, I think I want the Hodag because I have a shirt of him. And I'm like, yeah, but I really think, like, could you really do without Bigfoot? And she's like, no. So I think what I'm going to do is she gives you a frame to do the other two.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to do them as
The three is
as just a thing. Yeah, just a two. So, my cryptid. I'll give my cryptid update. Spoopity-boop.
You're doing the Yeti.
I am working on the Yeti currently. So I think the last time I showed it, I'm going to go down here. I have been working on the jackalope, and I think I just had the frame.
Mm-hmm.
The jackalope all done there. The back stitching is not done on him yet because
I didn't do the back stitching either on my jackalope.
Well, I had him in the scroll frame, and that's just a little hard to go back and forth. So now that it's out, next time I pick it up, I'll do that real quick.
Yeah, I did not do the back stitching on him. I've done the back stitching on everybody except for Mothman and the jackalope, though. Because what I did was I realized, like, I stitched all of them and got down to Chupacabra, and then you're like, Devynn, what about the back stitching?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, Pattern Keeper doesn't show you the back stitching. There's back stitching?
There's this magical stuff.
I didn't know. And it made me question everything I've ever stitched because I was like, I've only ever looked at Pattern Keeper.
It's made me question my existence.
It did. It really did. And I actually went through everything I've stitched. Just not like looking at the finished objects because some of them I have now gifted.
Yeah.
But I went through every pattern and I'm like, no, actually this is probably the first pattern you picked with a lot of back stitching.
Yeah.
The other one I have that has back stitching is it's a magazine, so of course I know it's there.
Know it's there, yeah.
I thought it was so funny.
That is hilarious. So I'm working on the Yeti's frame right now.
Mr. Yeti.
And I'm done all the way down one side of the frame, and I'm starting across the bottom, trying to do that as I go. It's a little hard to keep, again, attention span on that.
The black is difficult.
The black is difficult. And so I was, I got it last night when you said, oh, you've got the whole pattern now. Have you put it into Pattern Keeper? I was like, oh, I'm not positive the Amazon Fire Kindle thing I'm using will handle that.
It took my Samsung something or other that Jason got me was brand new.
Yeah.
It took 15 minutes.
Yeah, it took a really long time, and I kept thinking it's just not.
It's not doing anything.
But it finally did it, and I finally got it in, and then I went through last night and got as far as I've gotten. So I went through and I highlighted every single thing to get it updated, and I'm at 52% because I wanted that. I wanted the 52%. I wanted my statistics. So I'm halfway done, 52%. I am also like way behind. So I will do Bigfoot up here. I think he's right here next to the thing. So I still have, let me think here.
The death worm thingy.
Yeah, so there's the Mongolian death worm. There's the
what's the Ahool?
The Ahool. What's the Ahool? I wonder what that is.
I know my cryptids. Ahool.
There's the Dover Demon. There's the Flatwoods Monster.
I'm out, guys.
There's a Flatwoods Monster. There's a Kraken. There's Nessie, and I think that's everybody that I've still got yet to do.
Title of this episode: What's the Ahool?
What's the Ahoo?
Oh
yes, you better make that the title.
I will make it the title, especially since I made a point of saying it now. So guys,
I really enjoy this stitch. It's super fun.
And so if you guys are interested in doing this, the whole pattern's out now, so you don't have to wait for each little one.
Yes.
And you'll get to see how they all come together. Or, great idea, each one is a little ornament.
Each one is an ornament.
I'm so envious of the person who's doing that. Whoever you are out in the universe, I'm envious of all your little cryptid ornaments.
Yes. I will definitely, so I said to Sarah last night, because we were talking about, sidetrack. God damn it. I'm always sidetracking it. But I have to.
Lauren, tangents, it's what it's about.
I was watching TikTok because I have my phone back, so I had to catch up on TikTok. And this thing came across my page of a guy who built the entire Titanic Lego set.
Oh my God.
It came in like a massive box that then included 3 boxes that was like aft, hull, forward or whatever.
How many Legos
all the
are you
pieces.
buying now?
And then each box contained like 37 bags. And he like got the whole schematic out of like they're literally building every deck. And I'm like, Drew, I need to do Legos now. And so I was having a conversation with Sarah that like, I think I just really like crafts where you tell me exactly what to do. Where they just are like, if you do X, Y, and Z, you will end up with finished product, delta. Like, it'll happen. And it doesn't matter, if you, like, if the barometric pressure changed that day, if your mood was bad, if you just do X, Y, and Z, you will end up with this thing. And I'm like, I just think I really like that. And Lego just appeals to me. He got that schematic out, and I was like, oh, there's a schematic. And I'm like, and I think that's why I love cross stitch, is because if I just follow the pattern, like, yeah, I might change things here and there. I get to pick my own fabric. I get to make it my own in a way. But it's just like, if you love that thing, you're going to end up with that thing. And I'm like, oh, I love that so much.
Whereas if you're crocheting a sweater, you might go off track.
I might completely misgauge. It might be,
a lot more variables.
Yeah, a lot more variables. Might have to keep buying yarn, which is what's hitting me with the blanket right now. And I think a lot of crafts are like that. Like, and Sarah was like, oh, I really liked cross stitch for that. Like, I can see why that is a really appealing thing. Mm-hmm. And she's like, but I like to do more like, inspired by the schematic. So like, I look at what something is supposed to look like, and then I use that as inspiration, not necessarily as a one-to-one guide.
Right, exactly.
And so I think that's why painting is like she paints minis specifically. That's her jam. She's like, okay, you want a red dragon? This is what everybody says a red dragon should look like. Here's my interpretation of that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my brain does not interpret very much.
You need the exact.
I like things to be the way I do data and analysis. I like things to be the way they're supposed to be, and it just appeals to me. So I'm thinking about taking up Lego.
How many are in your carts? Did you put any in carts?
No, I didn't. I should. I have one in my cart, and I've had it for a while. Is the Lego Botanicals set?
Oh, that's fun.
Where they do they're like these really beautiful like sculptures of flowers and natural things.
So when I kill my living plant, I can just build a Lego plant.
You can just build a Lego one. And they have one that's a cherry blossom tree.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And it is so beautiful. And then I'll share a secret with you about the cherry blossom tree. You're like, oh my gosh, this beautiful tree. It's like bonsai of cherry blossoms. And then you get up close, and one of the ways they made the pink flowers, because they're using Lego parts that are available in anything. They didn't make custom Lego parts for this thing. They used tiny pink frogs to make the buds of the flowers. So you get up close and you see all these tiny pink frogs. Oh my God. And it's like, I need that.
So how big is it?
It's like a size of a bonsai tree, so like this tall. And it comes with its own little bonsai thing, and it's like really beautiful. I know.
Stop.
Now we all need it.
I don't need another hobby. Get out of here.
So that's been in my cart for a while, but they're expensive. The botanicals ones are expensive.
What else have you been stitching? Put your Legos away and bring out the stitching. I know you've got some stitches over there.
I got some stitches over here. I'll do this one. And then I have a new start as well.
Oh.
Sort of.
Like a segment. We're like doing like an order.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, if you haven't noticed, we don't do a format.
I just realized how dirty this thing is.
Oh, I was looking at my cryptids and I'm like, I hope that doesn't show up.
So this is...
Oh my, that is looking good.
Hobbiton by Unova Cross Stitch.
That looks good. You are really closing the deal on this.
I am. I'm really getting there.
So is it? Which one are you hunkering down on?
This one I have hit. Hang on. The book of statistics. I have hit almost 90%. So if I will hit 90 this week, I think. And so I will really just hunker down on this. Where the heck is it? There it is. I am at 86% complete on this, so I will totally hit it this week because I make easily like 3 or 4% progress a night.
Has anyone told you your handwriting is so neat?
Yeah.
Like, my handwriting is trash. My handwriting. You can see it?
My mom taught handwriting, so.
My handwriting is trash.
This is, Nova cross stitch. I've been really working on this recently, but it has been in the put away pile for a little while, so I really need to get it done. So I had, where did I work this time?
Oh,
no, the book is
Let me hold
falling.
your book.
Okay. Get out of my way. Too much stuff. So I have really been hoofing it on finishing up. I think I did the behind Bilbo, that like shrub area.
Yeah, it looks a lot greener this time or something.
Yeah, that's all been kind of filled in. I filled in Bilbo's legs. he got legs a little bit more. So I've just been kind of working across the bottom.
I can't see when we show it to you guys. Yeah, you really, like, so now you just have to fill in some of these spots, right?
Yeah, now I just have to fill in
like,
some
there's
spots.
no more out here.
No.
It's all fill.
So. There's a couple of these little, like, drifting ones, which I hate.
So was this all solid? Yeah. Or is this different colors? Okay.
Yeah, that's also, there's some, there might be some different colors up in there, but mostly it's solid.
That is so cool.
Yeah. It's coming along.
I'm intimidated by confetti, but it's awesome.
It is rough. My back is not that great on this one. If anybody wants to see a back.
I'm going to show the back on my new start. Because I think it's hilarious.
Lots of stringies going lots of places, which is a little rough for me. But I really like this. It is really coming along. Like I said, I will probably put the pedal to the metal and try and finish at least the center motif this week. And then I have the lettering down below, so I'll start deciding on what font I want to use and getting that on there. So that's almost done. Coming along.
It's looking awesome. Yeah, Ruth is going to love it.
I hope so.
Have you sent her pictures?
I have not, but I think she watches.
Oh, she does? Hi!
Hi, Ruth! But I didn't want to tell her I actually started it when I first started. Because I hate telling people, hey, I'm working on a gift for you.
Oh, then
it takes a million years. And they know it's taking a million years. Whereas if I just never told anybody that I started,
there's no expectation of a time frame.
Yeah, there's no even if they're like when Ruth said this, she was like, "Hey, start it when you feel like. I am in no rush to have it. Like it's just really cool. I'd like it."
Internal pressure from the gifting. I do that all the time.
And then Sarah, she was over one day, and Sarah's like, "Show her what you're working on. Show her." And I'm like, "I'm working on your gift." But, so I really want to get it done so she can have it. Really it's been too long since I started it, so. Boop! That's all my whip updates.
It's all my whips.
I have a new start.
I have a new start. My turn!
Do it.
Okay, guys, I have a new start and a new craft.
That's what we need!
I am embroidering! What?
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, so I showed in one of our previous episodes that I got this as a little kit for a Christmas gift. And I wanted to try it. So here I am, being an embroiderer. It's not very good, but whatever. Have I found the love for it? Yes.
There you go.
One of the things that is, it's not annoying. It's just a struggle with embroidery. You know how like you're like follow directions? Embroidery does not have that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, however many threads you want is how many you do these stitches with. Oh. So like for this, I did 3 strands held together for this thick red, this is chain stitch.
Yeah.
And I did 3 strands held together, and it may be too thick. And I wasn't very good at keeping control of all 3 strands. So I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but there's a little like warbliness to my chains in some spots where like some loops are looser than others. But I felt pretty good about Satin Stitch. I mean, there's a little bit of like something or other happening there, but
I mean, for your first try and learning all these things, like that is really cool.
And I'll show my back because it's terrible. Like, I don't know what happened there, but it is a wreck. Like with like there's all these little loops here, and I did not notice that was happening, and that's obviously where on the front there's some looseness. It's because of those loops, and I didn't notice it happening. And
is that what, because of the like you said, keeping control of 3 strands?
I think it was the 3 strands that made that problem, because like down here I didn't have that, and this is the Satin Stitch is I don't remember, 1 or 2.
It is really cool though.
The back stitch is 1 strand, and then this was my first with 3 strands. But yeah, it's looking really good. I have some fun techniques coming up. There's the leaf stitch I'm intimidated by. There's a lot more Satin Stitch, which I don't love Satin Stitch.
But if you gotta fill in a big space, I guess you use Satin Stitch.
I was looking at a lot of embroidery kits, and a lot of things that I like are just like really spaced out. Like I don't like full fill embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the technique is called. I don't know anything about embroidery, so hi, if you know anything, please share.
Yeah, tell us.
I've been watching some videos of people talk about it, and I've been reading some stuff, but I've just started, so I'm not very far in my education. However, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed working on this. I'm looking forward to having this as a fun little spring finish for my little house.
Yes.
I am probably just going to finish this in frame. I thought about making it as a pillow, but it seems like I would snag this because my stitches are real bad.
Yeah. I would
so
definitely
wall hanging it is.
put that in hoop and
yeah.
It is the perfect little spring thing though. I love that.
It is a little cute thing. And the one thing I might do is I might paint this hoop. I might see if it'll take paint.
Oh yeah.
I think it's porous enough to take something, so I might paint the hoop something.
It's green like your leaves.
I don't know what I'll do. I was thinking of pink.
Oh, it's got to be pink.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of just using paint that I have. So I have a pink, I have a purple. I might use my wall paint because I have it.
Yeah.
I have that pink wall that's it's basically white. It's a white pink. So I might use that.
I can't believe you're choosing a pink. I just can't believe you are choosing a pink.
No, pink is not my color at all. Wait until you guys see my knitting stash acquisitions. I have a problem.
It's gorgeous. It's really cool.
It is really cool. I'm really enjoying stitching on that. It was fun to start.
Yeah, very
something
cool.
new. What do you got?
So I have a conversation.
Oh no!
As usual, Lauren just keeps talking. So I started this series. This is Flowers of the Month by Ellen Mauer-Stroh. It's free on her website. I don't believe she's designing anymore.
And I need this. I just need this stitch here. Forget the month for me. I just need this stitch.
You just need the flower?
Yeah.
And I did this on 36 count scrap fabric that I had.
36 count? I can't do that.
The last time I had January stitched a different color, so I ripped that out and restitched January.
It looks better.
It does look much more legible. And that is in Apple Fritter by, I believe, Classic Colorworks.
That is cute. I love it.
And then I went to get fabric for my next one. And I don't have a lot of scrap 36 count. I happen to have that one. I don't stitch on 36 count that often. So I was like, oh, I'll go to our local fabric store and see what they have.
No 36.
None in 36 count. So I was like, okay. I really usually like to see what I'm going to be stitching on, but online is a resource.
Are you unhappy?
Not a lot of choices in 36 count.
It's a weird number.
And
usually see 32.
Yeah, you see 32, you see 40. So then I was like, okay, I like a couple of these out of stock, not shipping anytime soon.
Oh no.
So, I mean, I could get like white or beige pretty easily, but anything colorful, anything.
I have a solution for you.
What's that?
You give me that because I need it, and you start all over on a whole new stitch count.
Well, I did that. So, so I agonized over it because I like the size of this. I wanted it to be something that sat on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I frame it in and then put something around it to stand it on my desk, I thought it'd be already touching big. And so I didn't want to change that. But I looked through my stash and I have a ton of 28 count because that's my jam. That's what I like to stitch on. So I decided to take February and stitch it on 28 count and just see how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So And then, after getting this much stitching done, which I'll show in a second, I realized 36 count is the same as 18 count Aida. And so if I wanted it to be this size, I should have just moved to 18 count Aida. And I would still have had to restitch January, but I could have just done that on 18 count Aida.
Oh no.
But I've started this journey. So I'm on a journey.
Well, I mean, you either restitch February or you restitch January.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm happy if I get this done and I don't like it, I'll just start March and I will go back and do January and February at the end. Like, no big deal. Like, this is experiment. I'm experimenting.
I think it might make sense to stick with the 28 count unless you hate the size.
Yeah, if I hate the size, that's the thing it comes down to. But I've gotten this far. I'm not positive I hate it, so we'll see. So this is
it's
the
cute.
start of February. This is violets, is the
So how
color for February, or the flower for February.
how much larger is it?
So let me see if I can do a quick comparison.
Obviously, we don't just have a measuring tape right here.
Now, let me pull this up so you can kind of see there. So like, it's going to be probably about an inch wider, and probably an inch and a half taller, probably.
Okay.
So not insignificant. Like, this is so perfectly like the size of a card.
It's really little, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this is going to be more like the size of a 5x7 photo. So that's a significant difference, I think.
Yeah.
But I am really enjoying this flower. It is beautiful. It is so bright and pretty and luscious. I am stitching this on 28 count raw linen. Sarah helped me pick out from my scrap pile, and I think that goes really nicely together. You can I was worried about the border fading into it, but it's not terrible.
No, it looks really good.
And I'm using the called for DMC threads, but I'm gonna do February, the word February at the bottom, in black raspberry from Black Raspberry Jam from the Gentle Arts. And that's, I don't know if you can see the kind of like fade. Supposedly, Sarah says it fades from dark blue to light blue to purple. I don't know if that's visible.
I see some shading, yeah.
So, but blue is the hardest color for me to see. So, I'm relying on her with that. So, I am really pleased with how that's coming along. It's an experiment. I'll be happy with whatever. So, that's my experiment.
So when you plan on framing these, are you going to have one frame that they all slide into?
Yeah. So my plan is to do them have like, what I'd like to have is just a board of some interesting looking wood of some sort that then I just Velcro or command strip the different months to. And then it has like one of those photo easel things on the back. So it just sets up on my desk, but I don't want it to be ginormous. So that's my plan. I have not found that wood yet. I have not found any board-like item that I like yet, so.
You'll get there.
I'll get
you
there.
Always do.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, that's my new start.
Sounds like you have some decisions to make.
Yeah, stupid decision making. Stupid.
I mean, if you need to give me that January.
If I might have to give you this January.
It's so cute.
It is very pretty. They're very pretty flowers. Like, they are it's just a cute little series. And it is, I believe these are the birth flowers for the month.
Oh, okay.
So like, Sarah's is the peony, I think. So that's really cool. And she has like little explanations on her website about like what they're supposed to mean and why they are for that month and things like that. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So that's everything. That's all I have.
That's everything I've got.
No acquisitions, no nothing.
I have not been shopping for cross stitch. Well, okay, so listen, I have built some mini carts of embroidery kits because kind of like what you're talking about the Legos, I want a kit for embroidery because I don't want to have to go figure out the colors.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be where I struggle with embroidery is figuring out my own colors.
Yeah.
I struggle with that with yarn, but I see enough of what other people have put together to kind of say, okay, I can put these together and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I can get there with embroidery. So for now, kits. Enter Lovecrafts has really, 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 really cute ones. Oh my gosh. They're by a French maker. She's like, I can't say the French words. I'm not even going to try. But it translates to a French touch. And they're really, really cute. I'll link them
really
below
cool.
of the ones I've been thinking about. I've actually liked them for a long time, but I always thought, oh, I'm terrible at embroidery. There's no way I could do it.
Yeah.
And then here I am, like, trying it. And I'm like, I could get these things.
Try it. Who knows what kind of thing you're going to find and just absolutely fall in love with. So,
I just always feel so busy with cross stitch and knitting that I'm like, I don't really want, I like, for me, taking on a new craft is like, I think about the cost of all the supplies and all the time. And like, really getting me away from knitting is the hardest thing. I struggle to make time for cross stitch, but I do because I do still enjoy it and I like the finished objects of it. But could I fit a third thing in?
Yeah.
I don't know. But embroidery and cross stitch are so close that I'm like, okay, I can make room for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if it was like a whole new hobby, I'd
like,
struggle.
And like you kind of already have some of the like floss is something you have, and it's like a very adjacent craft. Whereas it's like oh, I'm gonna pick up woodworking.
Yeah. Or like really actually get into sewing and have a real sewing stash of fabric. Like, no, I don't think I can do that yet. That's a later Devynn.
Yeah, that's future Devynn.
Future Devynn problem.
She does all kinds of amazing crafts.
Yeah, future Devynn. Dream Devynn is like great. She does everything.
Yeah, Dream Devynn also doesn't have to work or like do anything. Like if you gave me
one day,
if you gave me all the time I could think, I'd do 100 crafts. It'd be great.
But for some reason I need like a paycheck in my life. What? Why? I don't know. But anyway. So now we're rambling.
That's always a signal to go. So if you like any of the projects that we're working on, or if you are working on anything really cool that you'd like to share, please comment down below and tell us about and tell me about if you've ever like gotten partway through a project and just realized it's not working out because
and what do you do?
Yeah, what was your solution at the time? So other than that, we'll be back in 2 weeks with more wonderfulness. So bye. Bye. Wait now.
I don't know. I'm still waiting.